Hey, what's going on, ladies and gents? How are you people doing here? So let's talk about the Lori Vallow Daybell trial. That's right, because she was just found guilty of the murder of her two own kids. And, if you've ever listened to Michael Jackson before, in one of his music videos, in one of his lyrics, he says this: if you can't have a baby, then don't have a baby. Well, this trial right here and this verdict right here is another great example of why some people just should not even be allowed to have kids. Because it's like, whenever I hear about stories like this, I always think to myself, what did the kid do to deserve just being treated like this? Okay, what did the kid do to deserve this type of really horrific and just scummy treatment? Because what the defendant did to her kids, to be honest with you, man, I quite frankly have no words for it, just because it's like, they didn't do anything to her. And it's like, if you want to know a great example of bad parenting, well, I guess you could say this verdict right here is a great example of not just really bad parenting, but like I said, about why some parents just shouldn't even be fit, or why they're not even fit to have kids. Because it's like, dude, you basically took the life of two innocent people that wanted to be just like everybody else, have a loving mom, grow, and all that stuff. And I don't know what's more upsetting to read about, the disappearance of Anna Walsh, or about this murder here, because obviously what I'm really glad about this outcome of the verdict is that at least justice has been served. But at the same time, man, it's like, I just don't understand why parents, feel the need to put their kids through so much trauma sometimes, whether it's because they're just narcissists, whether it's because they're just abusive alcoholics, etc., etc. It's just, dude, the outcome of this trial here just goes to show you here, man, that if you want to have kids, be mentally prepared to have them, okay? Because it's like, if you're going to do stuff like this, then you shouldn't even be allowed to have kids in the first place. I'm sorry, but that just proves my point that you're not fit to be a parent, and you shouldn't even be allowed to have kids in the first place, So, yeah, I never really talk about stuff like this just because I don't like reading stuff about this, how whenever a mom or a dad, abuse their kid, but sometimes stuff like this just pops up in my news feed, and this is one of the stories that, just has popped up in my news feed. And honestly, dude, I'm just glad that they returned with a guilty verdict, because a not guilty verdict would have been a miscarriage of justice, in my opinion. But yeah, I just feel like that, some parents just shouldn't even be allowed to have kids. Let me just put it that way.